And then I did all my research. Being educated at this time was so important. I did all these free classes at the hospital, but none of them, I knew everything from Google, you know? But this class, it was the Look Good, Feel Better workshop. And they do this workshop for women that are going through cancer. And they provide you with all these free products, which is really fun for us. But they show you how to apply your makeup so you don't pull out your eyelashes, so that you don't get an infection on your skin, and make sure you moisturize more. Make sure you wear a hat at night because bald is cold. How you're gonna feel with the wig, what's comfortable, all these things that you just wouldn't think about until you're gonna go through something like this. And when I walked into class that day, I was the only girl that had shaved her head already, because my nurse told me that if I nicked my head during chemo, it could get infected. So I was like proactive, shaved my head right away, right before my first chemo. And every woman in there would look terrified to shave their head. So when I walked in, naturally they used me as their model for makeup application and wigs, and I shared my story. I said, you know, I'm preparing for chemo as best that I can, and I loved shaving my head. I said it was so liberating. When would I ever have thought to do that? Never. I never would have shaved my head. It was such a cool experience. Like, you have to try it once in your life. And these women went from looking terrified to like laughing. We were laughing. We were making our sick humor jokes that only like people that are gonna go through cancer think are funny. And we had a good time. Everyone left that workshop ready to take on the world ball that day. I explained to them that I had watched Demi Moore shave her head in G.I. Jane over and over again, like 50 times. So I wanted to do it right, and I wanted to make it look cool. Like every step of the way, I wanted to do it right and make things look cool. So I told them I was planning to take over the world. Like, I was a Marine, and I was gonna shave my head and take over the world. It was the most woman empowerment experience of my life. And I used my imagination a lot during this time. Like, I became a kid again during this experience. It was great. It definitely changed my perspective, and it was very eye-opening. I almost got rid of like my bad way of thinking sometimes, you know, being a model and trying to be perfect. It was just silly.